where we explore the fascinating world of coins and their hidden treasures. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the Jefferson 2001 5-cent nickel coin, uncovering its history, interesting facts, and the current market value that could make your pocket change worth a lot more than you think. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple in American coinage since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel and featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse showcases Jefferson's profile, facing left with the inscriptions Liberty and the year of mintage along with the motto, In God We Trust. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate, along with the inscriptions Monticello, United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and the coin's denomination of 5 cents. The 2001 Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running design series before the Westward Journey redesigns began in 2004. Even though it may appear as a common coin, certain variations, conditions, and mint marks can make it highly collectible and sometimes worth significantly more than its face value. The 2001 nickel was produced at both the Philadelphia Mint, bearing the P Mint mark, and the Denver Mint, bearing the D Mint mark. There were hundreds of millions struck at each location, which means finding a circulated example is not difficult. However, what really determines value is condition and rarity of errors. For example, coins in high mint state grades, such as MS66 or MS67, can fetch strong prices at auction because of their superb strike, luster, and clean surfaces with minimal marks. These coins are often found only in original bank rolls or mint sets, as circulation quickly introduces wear. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king, and a well-preserved 2001 nickel can turn an ordinary 5-cent coin into a small treasure. Now let's talk about varieties and errors. Some 2001 nickels have been discovered with die cracks, die clashes, off-center strikes, and even double die features. These minting errors occur during production and can make a coin far more valuable to collectors who specialize in unique pieces. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value can go. For example, a noticeable off-center strike that still shows the full date and mint mark can sell for many times its face value, while a high-grade double-die variety could be worth much more depending on demand. Another factor that plays into value is whether the coin is full steps, referring to the steps on Monticello being fully struck and visible without weakness. Full steps designations are rare on some issues and can greatly increase value at higher grades. When it comes to actual market prices, a circulated 2001 Jefferson nickel generally holds only its face value of 5 cents, unless it is an error coin. However, an uncirculated example in MS65 might be worth a few dollars, and in MS66, it could fetch anywhere from $10 to $20 depending on the buyer and auction competition. Top graded examples in MS67, especially with full steps, have been known to bring in hundreds of dollars at major coin auctions. Error coins can vary wildly in price based on rarity and desirability. Some dramatic off-center strikes or well-defined double dies from 2001 have sold for over $100, while minor die cracks might sell for a few dollars to the right collector. If you happen to have a 2001 nickel in your collection, it's worth taking the time to carefully examine it under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look closely for strong luster, sharp details, especially on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps, and any signs of doubling or striking errors. If your coin appears to be in exceptional condition, consider having it graded by a reputable service, such as PCGS or NGC, as certified coins often command much higher prices in the market. In summary, while most 2001 Jefferson nickels will only be worth face value, high-grade specimens and rare error varieties can bring in surprisingly high prices. This is why it's always worth checking your change and coin jars. You never know when you might have a hidden treasure. The Jefferson nickel has a rich history and remains a favorite among collectors for its classic design and long-standing place in American coinage. Whether you collect for profit, history, or simple enjoyment, the 2001 5-cent piece is a great reminder that even the most common coins can hold stories and value far beyond their everyday use. So the next time you find a 2001 nickel, don't just spend it. Take a closer look it might just be worth a lot more than you think. The Jefferson nickel is one of the most recognizable coins in United States history, and the 2007 edition holds a special place among collectors and everyday change finders. To truly understand its value, we have to take a journey through the history of the coin itself, the changes it has undergone, and the specific details that make certain 2007 Jefferson nickels worth far more than their face value of just 5 cents. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and has featured the portrait of the third U.S. President, Thomas Jefferson, ever since. Over the decades, the design has gone through subtle modifications, but it wasn't until the early 2000s that the nickel experienced its most dramatic changes. In 2004 and 2005, the United States Mint launched the Westward Journey series to commemorate the bicentennials of the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark expedition. This meant new reverse designs and a fresh look at Jefferson's portrait. In 2006, a completely new, forward-facing portrait of Jefferson was introduced, designed by Jamie Franke, and this design carried over into 2007. The obverse shows Jefferson gazing forward with the word liberty inscribed in his own handwriting style, giving the coin a more personal and human touch. The reverse retains the image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, designed by Felix Schlag, a key feature that connects the modern nickel to its long history. The 2007 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark. Those from Denver bear AD, and the San Francisco Mint struck proof versions with an S mint mark. While millions of these coins were made for circulation, it's important to remember that not all nickels are created equal. Condition, rarity, and mint errors can push the value far beyond 5 cents. Most circulated 2007 nickels are worth face value, but uncirculated examples in mint state grades can be worth between 50 cents and $2. Higher grade specimens, certified MS-67 or better, can bring in significantly more at auctions, sometimes fetching prices from $20 to $50 or more, depending on demand. Proof coins from San Francisco, especially those with deep cameo contrast, can be worth $2 to $5, with top-graded proofs bringing in $10 or higher. Now let's talk about the real moneymakers, error coins. The 2007 Jefferson nickel is known for a few rare, minting mistakes that can command serious collector interest. These errors include off-center strikes where the design is not properly aligned, double dies where parts of the design appear doubled, and die cracks which leave raised lines or bumps on the surface. Even more valuable are full-step Monticello nickels, which show all the steps on the building's front clearly without wear. Full-step examples in high mint state can reach prices from $50 to hundreds of dollars, depending on grade and mint mark. Collectors often search coin rolls from banks, hoping to find these hidden gems. Another factor in the coin's desirability is its place in modern U.S. coinage history. Being part of the post-Westward Journey redesign means the 2007 nickel represents a return to a more traditional look after a brief period of design experimentation. For this reason, it holds interest among both casual collectors and those who focus on design evolution in U.S. coinage. In today's market, with more collectors turning to modern coins, the demand for pristine, high-grade examples of the 2007 nickel is slowly increasing. Over time, the best preserved examples will likely appreciate in value, especially those with certified full steps or rare errors. If you happen to find a 2007 Jefferson nickel in your change, take a close look. Examine the mint mark, check the steps on Monticello, and inspect for any unusual doubling or misalignment. Even a common nickel can be worth much more than you expect if it has the right characteristics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, coins like the 2007 Jefferson nickel are a reminder that history and value can hide in plain sight, right in your pocket change. So next time you come across one, remember, that little piece of metal might just be worth a lot more than a quick 5 cents.